How many of you are familiar with Lex Fridman on YouTube? And of course, familiar with Internet Computer Blockchain, the Dfinity Foundation, which is the foundation behind Internet Computer. Internet Computer founded by Dominic Williams, so no doubt you have some familiarity with Dominic Williams if you are particularly familiar with Internet Computer, and also Kyle Langham, Director of Data and Analytics at Dfinity, who is frequently on social media, including various YouTube channels. Okay, good. So what we are here to talk about here is Lex Fridman, Internet Computer, and the Dfinity Foundation, which backs Internet Computer. So the idea that I want to put forth here is, why don't we, as the Internet Computer community, suggest a guest to Lex Fridman's podcast on YouTube, specifically either Dominic Williams or Kyle Langham. Personally, I'm a little bit split on this. I think that Kyle Langham is a good choice because Kyle Langham, if I am not mistaken, lives in Maryland, which is on the East Coast of the USA, and Lex Fridman lives and operates out of Texas, which is also part of the USA. On the other hand, Dominic Williams would be a great guest, at least as good as Kyle Langham in my opinion. However, Dominic Williams lives and works in Switzerland, so just a little bit further away from Lex Fridman than Kyle Langham. So how would you do that? How would you recommend anyone to Lex Fridman? Well, it's actually very simple. Here on YouTube, in Lex's channel, you just simply click one of these links for more information. In this link, you will see a link to lexfridman.com. And if we go to lexfridman.com, you will see on his website that there is Contact Lex here at the upper right-hand corner. Clicking through Contact Lex brings us to contact information. No surprise there. And we'll see here that there is podcast guest pitch. If you would like to pitch a podcast guest, please fill out this form. And if we click on this form, once again, it states in the form, it is totally okay to nominate yourself, and it is also great to nominate others. Both are very helpful. Every form field is optional, but please provide as much information as possible and as accurately as possible, especially if you're nominating yourself. So in guest name, we could simply enter Kyle Langham. You could enter your own name, and relationship to guest in my case would be other. Then of course I would put in my email address in case they want to converse with me about why I am making this suggestion. Again, all fields are optional, and I could even provide my personal phone number. I could put in the guest profession. Again, in this case, Kyle Langham is the Director of Data and Analytics for Dfinity. And as far as the number of years in profession, I don't know how long Kyle has been at Dfinity, or even how long he has been doing data analytics professionally. Profession status obviously would be still working, as to best of my knowledge, Kyle still works for Dfinity. Otherwise, this wouldn't really work to recommend Kyle. And as far as how skilled is the guest at talking, explaining, and telling stories, this is up to you. Personally, I would probably say great, solid overall communicator. I would reserve the best of the best for unique individuals. I'm not sure that I would even rate Dominic Williams as amazing, but you literally can just simply go through the form and fill it out and submit the suggestion to Lex Fridman's cast or staff. They will review it and possibly pursue the suggestion. Now, the thing here is if I fill this out, I can see where it would fall into a black hole. But if 100 of us or 1,000 or 10,000 of us fill this out, suggesting to Lex Fridman's staff that they interview Kyle Langham or Dominic Williams or Jan or somebody from Dfinity, and if Lex Fridman or a staff member of Lex Fridman, either or, if they reach out to Dfinity and say, we would really like to have you on the show, I think that Dfinity would hopefully be more likely to go ahead and jump on that opportunity that is just right there in their lap. Now, obviously, they could do this themselves if they wanted to. However, this is something that we as a community can do. To be clear, this is not actually my idea. It's something that I saw somebody mention several times late last year, and I think one or two more times this year, possibly. And that individual is somebody who does watch my videos as well as a number of other ICP content creators' videos. And that individual you may have seen around on X and possibly in the comments of some internet computer videos. It is Thorazine, more specifically Thorazine 0076 on YouTube, who is also Thorazine 007 on X. Also, if you hadn't heard, Dfinity is currently looking for a social media manager. Posted February 13th, 2025, Dfinity says, "Join us in growing the internet community ecosystem. We're seeking a creative social native to craft compelling content and engage with our online community. Key focus is to drive organic growth across X and LinkedIn, manage social campaigns, and use a data-driven approach. Requirements: 3 years or more experience on social media, preferably in tech, Web3 preferred. Hybrid role, 3 days a week in the Zurich office, which is thousands and thousands of miles from me, and I don't have 3 years experience on social media, or at least not contiguous experience on social media, and certainly not 3 years experience in Web3 at this time. And there is an apply now link. I will put a link to this X post in the video description. I will also put links to the Lex Fridman YouTube channel, although you can just simply go to YouTube and search Lex Fridman, or go to youtube.com/@LexFridman. You could also go straight to the website lexfridman.com, as really you shouldn't click links from people that you don't know. And even if you've been following me for a while, the fact is, you don't really know if I'm putting a link that will land you on a malicious page. So for those of you that are tech savvy enough and daring enough, go ahead and click the link. Others, maybe you should just go to YouTube, search for Lex Fridman, or like I said, go to youtube.com/@LexFridman. And from there, you can click on the more information, get the link to the website, and on the website, go to Contact Lex. And from there, podcast guest pitch form, and just simply fill out the form. Also, if you are interested, Thorazine informed me that there is a Reddit thread that he started on Reddit for this idea, and I will put a link to this Reddit thread in the description as well. Or, of course, you can just search for Dominic Williams on Lex Fridman's podcast on the site Reddit, and you should be able to find it that way in the ICP Trader subreddit. Personally, I like the idea, and I think that it's worth 10 minutes of our time. For those of us that support this idea, for those of us that are ICP bulls, I think it's worth 10 minutes of our time to fill out the form and see if we can help make this happen.